DC Super Pets is the latest DC animated film, and apparently is the part to a DC cinematic universe in theaters. And I gotta say, if it weren't for the fact I work in a movie theater, I still would have seen this movie, but I may have waited or something. This is not my particular cup of tea from the trailers. Okay, I see The Rock and Kevin Hart, two of the most annoyingly overplayed celebrities that don't have actual voice acting talents. They're being thrown into films where they have to voice act, and you're like, ugh. And it just looked very kiddie and very juvenile. There were a couple self-aware jokes in the trailers that got me, but yeah, I was not going into this movie thinking it was going to be good at all. But I sat in the theater and I got my free tickets because I work at a movie theater, like I said. And I really enjoyed this movie. And I think that if it is a movie that is worth seeing in the theater if you can. Because when I was watching this movie, the animation is actually really pretty. Like, I actually really like the movie. I will say some of the character designs for the Justice League do not work at all. Like, some of them are just straight weird. Like, what the shit did they do to Aquaman and Cyborg? And it's just bizarre. It feels like they're very disrespectful to those characters a little bit. But, but the rest of it all look great. I like the design for Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all look great. The action scenes were very good. And also what's great about it is that, like, this movie has really great action scenes and really great character designs. But also when goofier expressions need to happen, it doesn't seem too unnatural, and it actually looks really good too. So it's got a cartoony style to it, and it's got a realistic style that works for the action scenes and keeps you engaged. I think this movie, my biggest issue with this movie, it just boils down to this is an hour and 40-minute movie that has no business being that long. This is a kids movie. Kids have low attention spans. There's a reason most kids movies aren't over an hour and a half, and that's not me saying go okay. Don't make any movie for kids is over an hour and a half. But there's just some that just like don't need it. This takes so much time to set up. It's just annoying. The villain, the ending of the movie took too long. Like, there's a point where it's kind of like Man of Steel, where I remember the first time I saw Man of Steel, there were several moments you're like, oh, he just defeated the villain. Then, no, the villain got right back up. And it was just a constant damn repeat of that over and over again, smashing into things, destroying things, right? But this is not like that bad, but it's like very similar where there's an evil guinea pig that's the villain. Feels like she's defeated, and I guess mild spoilers. She basically turns into a Godzilla type thing, and then they defeat her. It's like, it's not really a spoiler because it is technically a spoiler, but like, would it ruin your experience? No. So yeah, this movie is just fine. This movie's a lot better than I expected it to be. I really like the animation more than I thought I would. It's got a really nice shine to it. The humor actually made me laugh at several points throughout the movie, though I think some of the jokes got a little too mature. Because there was a turtle in this movie that she's like blind and she literally goes, I can't see shit. Now they bleep out that line, but it's so very obviously because you can hear the S. She says shit, and then at one point she runs somewhere, and then it's where the boop or am I? Well, she said the F before, they bleeped it out. So it was like, I kind of find it funny that so many parents out there in the world right now would complain about a 20-second gay kiss in a Buzz Lightyear movie between two women, but not an actual swearing in a kids movie that's rated PG, including an F-bomb. Right? Pick your effing stances, just straight up. Some of these people. I'm not here to get political or any of that, but I just thought that was weird, and it was a complaint I had with the movie because this is a kids movie. I don't think you need that kind of swearing. Not that kids don't swear anyways, but there's a level of like, this is actual like real world, real swearing in a kids movie. It's very bizarre. But other than that, I thought the humor really worked and made me laugh several points in the movie. And yeah, I surprisingly really liked it. I thought Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart were not horrible in this movie. I would have way preferred actual real voice actors who were actually good at their craft, but they were okay. And they did their part, and I had fun with it. And I would like to see more of this. I do want to see a Justice League movie of this universe without the super pets, but I'm concerned of how that would work, especially with Batman. Batman is a very, very goofy version of himself, and I don't know if it would work a full movie, but I still want to see it. But well, no, who knows? I enjoyed this movie. I don't think it's as good as some critics who in early reviews were making this out to be. I mean, it's still like not higher than a C plus, but that's still better than we all thought this movie would be, to be honest. So